Lovelies, this is Megan from Little Hot Tamale, and today we're making tags. So go get your craft supplies and let's get started. For my first two tags that measure about 3 inches by 7 inches, I used Color Shine by Heidi Swap and splattered it all over the tags. And if you don't have Color Shine, you can use watercolor, paint, or ink. Okay, while those are drying, we'll work on the next tag. So for this one, I used vellum paper that is about 3 inches by 7 inches and folded it up to make a pocket. Now, if you don't have vellum paper, you can use regular scrapbook paper, but I thought it would be fun, since it is a pocket tag, to have it kind of see-through so you can see what's in the pocket. And another way to make this pocket, you can actually sew the sides instead of using tape. Okay, so for a nice change from the traditional circle reinforcements, I decided to use a heart instead, and I thought it was super cute. Kind of gave it a more feminine look to the tag. Okay, so now we're just going to cut some ephemera out of some Project Life cards, and I found this super cute shipping tag with a circle reinforcement on the tag, if you were confused what I was talking about earlier. And I'm just going to use a ribbon on the top and just tie a bow. I don't know about you guys, but for some reason it is so hard to get a perfect bow. Tried really hard and it's still kind of wonky. Okay, now my glue is dried on my heart reinforcement, and I used a hole punch, and I think it's a 2mm hole punch. Next tag, you will need a 6.5 by 6 piece of vellum paper, and you're going to fold it in half. To sew your tag, you're going to start on the side with the fold and work your way around, leaving the top open. I used a 2-size zigzag stitch, and I used my presser foot as a guide. And for the fun part, I used a variety of glitter, sequins, confetti, and then I also added some punched out images. Okay, so once you're satisfied with your party mix, I used a spoon to help get the confetti into the tag. And then once you're done, you just do a single stitch across the top. And I also wanted to note that you should leave the strings long so you can knot them at the top, because if you don't do a back stitch, then it will come undone. So I only did a straight stitch, so I just left the strings long and knotted them. No worries. Okay, so for the fun, I'm going to call it a tassel because I don't know what it's called. For the tassel part, I used a variety of ribbons and textures. So some straight ribbon, lace, baker's twine, rickrack, just a fun variety. And then once you're happy with your choice, just pick up a whole bunch and then fold them in half. And I'm just going to staple them to the front. And then for the fun lace, because it's kind of light and whimsical, I decided to put that on the back. And I really love how all the different textures work for this fun tassel. I really feel weird saying tassel because I know that's not right. So I'm sorry if it's not. And then this is just a word I typed out on my typewriter, and I backed it with some gold paper and some foam tape. Okay, I'm seriously addicted to these right now. You take 2 identical shapes, then you cut one in half that's in a different color or texture, and then you glue it onto the front. It kind of gives it like a geometric vibe to it. Okay, so now I'm just taking a paper clip, and then I put a real tassel on it. And if you want to learn how to make one of those, I'll leave the link down below because I have a tutorial for that. And I also have a tutorial for the mini envelope. And they're both super easy to make and really quick. Now I'm just decorating my mini envelope with a word, and I just kind of cut out the side so it looks like a banner. And then some more embellishing with some glitter hearts. And then the one little tiny heart, I did the same method as the larger heart. And then I bought this huge roll of tickets from Walmart, and yeah, they were a great deal. Okay, so now we're back to our original tags that we started at the beginning of the video. So I wanted my white tag to be really bold, so I chose these oversized numbers that I purchased from Michael's. Now if you don't have a stamp set like this, you can always freehand the numbers, or you can print some numbers off of your computer and then fussy cut them out. Or you could just not use numbers, but I thought it'd be fun to use numbers because they can represent the day, the year, or how old you are on a layout. Okay, so we're going to use crepe paper to decorate our tag. And I'm going to adhere it with permanent runner's tape. It's important to note that I did leave a space or a border at the bottom of the tag without runner's tape, because if you do want to, use your sewing machine, then you won't have to worry about getting adhesive on your needle. And the best part of all, you can see through the streamers or crepe paper just a little bit because it's kind of transparent, so that is a plus. And I'm having a little bit of an issue. I didn't have enough adhesive at the end. I'm so bad with the tape runner. So yeah, I gave you the thumbs up because I finally got it rolled over correctly. Now I'm just getting some lace and ribbon to decorate my tag just a little bit more to give it some pizzazz. And I'm attaching it with my tiny attacher. And then to make the wow factor on my tag, I'm just using a handmade embellishment, and it's made from crepe paper. And if you want to make one of those too, I have a tutorial on that, and I'll just leave a link down below. So I thought this was a really fun thing to do. I'm taking some crepe paper and I'm cutting them into strips for a fun tassel for the top of the tag. Yay! Now it's time for our final tag, and I'm just doing the technique where you cut one triangle and then you measure it with the same triangle to cut the other side so they are completely equal. I love doing this because I'm awful at trying to cut things even. I'm sure you saw that earlier when I was trying to cut, I think it was the white tag, just kept snipping it and snipping it. Okay, so if you want to make a kind of like a ruffle effect, but your crepe paper is too wide, you can always just trim off a little bit off the side, like so. Okay, so I totally forgot to tell you this earlier, but it's very important. So if you are going to work with any kind of watercoloring or anything liquid like splattering color shine on your projects, you want to do that first before you add any crepe paper, because if the crepe paper has any coloring like the hot pink that we used earlier, it will run if it gets wet. So just want to let you know, and didn't want anything to get stained like your tabletops or anything like that. That would be horrible. So yeah, I just wanted to let you know that. Okay, so I'm going to add a cute handmade bow, and I have a tutorial for this, and I'll leave the link down below if you want to check it out. And it's super easy. I'm not even joking, it really is. The little girl I'm using is actually an image I found on some pattern paper, and I just fussy cut her out. And I'm just using some foam tape or mounting tape to give her some dimension on the tag. Now it's time for the finishing touches. I'm just going to use a heart that I did earlier with half of it pink and half of it gold glitter and some gemstones, and I think that is it. So thank you so much for watching, and I hope you guys got some inspiration and try some of these out. And if you enjoyed this tutorial, please give it a thumbs up, and I hope you have an amazing day. Toodles!